Well, England have been knocked out of the World Cup, but would they have beaten Argentina with a different goalkeeper?
Listen.
Okay, welcome back to my channel. For those who don't know me, I am Baz Got Banned from YouTube, and today I'll be talking about a hot topic right now, England. And yes, you're Thomas Tuchel.
Oh, it's not mentality. But if you're not happy with the players. This is pure mentality. How can you ask about mentality now? This is pure mentality.
Perhaps Jordan Pickford? Maybe. But one vital part of the story may have started long before the semi-final against Argentina, and long before any of the England camp arrived in America. It may have started last summer in Manchester.
We will start, though, this hour with some breaking transfer news, and James Trafford has completed his move back to Manchester City from Burnley, where he enjoyed.
On the 29th of July 2025, Manchester City brought James Trafford home from Burnley on a 5-year deal, handing him the prestigious #1 shirt. For Trafford, it was the culmination of a dream he'd chased since joining the club at just 12 years old.
For us, it's one of my goals since I joined when I was 12 to play for Man City. And
Trafford has said this: rejoining City is such a special and proud moment for both me and my family. I always dreamed that one day I would be able to come back to Manchester City.
And this wasn't just sentiment. City paid £27 million to trigger his buyback clause because Trafford was coming off a monster championship season with Burnley, with 29 clean sheets, a promotion, and only 16 league goals conceded all year. The plan was crystal clear. With long-term keeper Ederson heavily linked with an exit, Trafford hadn't returned to Manchester to sit on the bench. He was openly manifesting his spot as City's and England's long-term future. The season started perfectly with a clean sheet in a friendly against Palermo, followed by a dominant 4-0 win at Wolves. But then the Premier League reality hit. A tough 2-0 loss to Spurs, where an error cost a goal. Followed by a 2-1 defeat to Brighton. But even in that Brighton loss, Trafford was spectacular, claiming the Premier League's August save of the month. But behind the scenes, Pep Guardiola was getting restless.
Final year of his contract, there was lots of talk about his future. James Trafford came in, they re-signed him from Burnley, and now the decision was, we don't want to lose Ederson.
Deadline day triggered absolute chaos. Ederson's £12 million move to Fenerbahce was finalised, but instead of trusting the 22-year-old Englishman with the keys, City pivoted. On the 2nd of July, they announced the signing of Italian star Gianluigi Donnarumma from PSG for £26 million on a long-term deal.
Gianluigi Donnarumma has now signed that deal at Manchester City. It is a 5-year contract. He's 26 years old. He's City's 7th summer signing. The third goalkeeper, actually. Remember that they'd already bought in James Trafford, who's been playing.
It was a massive statement of intent from Pep, but a devastating psychological blow for Trafford. In a matter of weeks, he went from the undisputed #1 with the world at his feet to a backup option looking at a 5-year blockbuster signing, blocking his path.
Here we're going to decide as tomorrow will be the game that we are going to test Gigi, and maybe.
The axe fell swiftly. On the 14th of September, Pep handed Donnarumma his debut in the Manchester derby. Just like that, Trafford's domestic runway as a Premier League starting goalkeeper vanished before autumn had even properly begun. To Trafford's immense credit, he didn't put his head down. Restricted entirely to the domestic cups, he proved his quality wasn't ceremonial. He was utterly outstanding across both cup runs, logging crucial clean sheets and a massive penalty save against Mo Salah to guide City to Wembley.
Well, James, Nico can't score his goals if you don't make those saves. So how big a day, how special a day for you as well.
But the emotional toll was undeniable. After lifting the Carabao Cup, Trafford transparently admitted to reporters that it had been a deeply testing, incredibly tough season behind the scenes. He later conceded to the press that the dream move back to City simply hadn't gone the way he had hoped.
Have you had to show a lot of resilience this season? I guess a lesser keeper, a lesser character. You know, things change at the start of the season, another keeper comes in, you could have gone into your shell, you haven't.
Yeah, I make no illusions, it hasn't been easy at all. It's been really, really tough at times.
The irony of Pep's ruthlessness. While Donnarumma started the league games, Manchester City failed to win the Premier League, losing the title to Arsenal. Trafford's brilliance delivered a domestic cup double, but his lack of league minutes would carry heavy consequences across the Atlantic. When Thomas Tuchel drew up his squad for the World Cup, Trafford's cup heroics earned him a plane ticket and his senior international debut in March. But without consistent, week-in, week-out Premier League rhythm, he couldn't dislodge Pickford from the starting lineup.
Should James Trafford be England's number one?
Yes, sir.
And that is the great what if of this tournament. If Pep Guardiola had trusted the shirt he gave James Trafford in July 2025, England might have arrived in America with a battle-tested elite shot stopper in the form of his life, a keeper impossible for Tuchel to ignore. Pep didn't single-handedly break England's tournament, but by closing Trafford's pathway at the Etihad, he may have denied the Three Lions their best young alternative at the exact moment they needed him most.
Well, whatever.
Yeah,